It's a significant milestone in the postpartum journey, as it's when the body generally begins to see a decrease in prolactin, which is the milk-making hormone, and some studies indicate that this is a time when you experience reduced immune responses to some infections. You're at greater risk of hormone imbalance during this time, and that can lead to anxiety and depression, low libido, weight gain, cysts, chronic fatigue. All of these things I had experienced following my first living daughter's birth, and now I'm only a couple weeks off 6 months postpartum with my second living child. I've had a mental break. Call it a breakdown, or my mental state screaming for a break. I broke. My anxiety over the last 6 months had slowly but surely creeped in and taken over my life. And I can't pinpoint just one factor because it was a variety of reasons. Lockdown, social distancing, relationship problems, self-isolation, family issues, lack of support, comparison, and mum guilt. I no longer wanted to open my messages or emails, and each day was honestly seeming like a chore to get through. There is a quote I once read. The woman goes on to explain where on the days she didn't think she could get through, she would just focus on getting through that hour. And when she felt like she couldn't get through that, she just focused on getting through the minute. A few days ago, I decided to quit YouTube for a while. You may have noticed that a lot of my old videos have now been placed on private, and this is a big red flag because my own advice to someone who is suffering with depression is to not cut out the things that make you get up in the morning. Something I'd been meaning to do for months, putting off, making excuses, was to get a mental health assessment. This is something I've done in the past many times, and may I say it's ridiculous. It's the most clinical and impersonal experience. This is step 1. Foot in the door, good luck getting any kind of mental health treatment without this bad boy. So I had a telephone appointment with my GP. Because I had left ACT in the last 14 days, my doctor wouldn't allow me to enter the clinic, despite it not being a current ACT health order. And the ironic factor here in all this is that my doctor tells me that it has to be a face-to-face appointment. Appointment booked. A couple days later, we had a 24-hour stomach bug rip through our house, and despite testing negative for COVID, I'm now required to stay away from my doctor's clinic for another 14 days. Appointment rescheduled. 14 days. To someone who doesn't suffer with anxiety or depression, that may not seem like a long time. 2 weeks with depression, when you are just focusing on getting through that hour, is exactly 336 hours. If you're just focusing on getting through each minute, that's 20,160 minutes. And that's a lot of coping mechanisms I'm going to need to get me from day 1 to day 14. Some of you may have sensed I've been feeling a little lost in my content lately, and when I sit here and think coming back to YouTube to do my regular videos like cleaning or tips and tricks to get through this crazy ride which is motherhood, I could literally just throw in the towel now. Because who the hell am I to be sitting here giving anyone any kind of advice? I can't. But what I can do is document this experience because I know I'm going to get through this. And documenting the experience is not only going to be a huge distraction for myself, but hopefully in turn help someone else. Whether it be 14 days, 336 hours, or 20,160 minutes, we're going to get through this.